Hi, my name is Pearl and I'm a diabetic. And I am here today to tell you my stories of this disease that has been with me for the past 35 years. In the beginning of my life, the disease went undetected for a very long period of time. And the reason for this was because when I came along, parents didn't really take their children to the doctor, not unless they were extremely ill. And coupled with that, my brothers and I were very active. We ran through the neighborhood riding our bicycles. We played basketball, dodgeball, all kinds of activities, stealing pears from neighbors' backyards and running and hiding and eating them. To say that we were active is an understatement. We were busy in the streets from the crack of dawn until the street lights came on. I believe this physical activity is what really kept the diabetes from showing itself in my physical being. Later on, when I became in my early 20s, late 20s, I noticed that there was a change in my body. I was slowing down and I couldn't keep up with all the fast pace that I was used to. I went to the doctor. I was pregnant at the time, and the doctor told me that I had gestational diabetes. At that point in time, he told me that I would have to follow a diet, make sure that I stayed active, kept my prenatal appointments, and everything would be fine. I did that and expected the diabetes to disappear after I gave birth. However, that didn't happen. The diabetes continued, and it progressed to a very, very fast pace. I was constantly thirsty. I was constantly tired and moody. I had headaches. I constantly had to pee. And no matter how much I ate, I couldn't gain any weight. I went back to the doctor again, and I was diagnosed with full-blown diabetes. Wow. I was not happy at all with that diagnosis. But what could you do? I did not want to admit that I was a diabetic, did not want to admit that I was sick, did not want to admit to this dreadful disease. The doctor handed me a diet of what it was that I was supposed to eat, how I was supposed to exercise, and the medicine that I was supposed to take. At first, I was giving some pills, diabetic medication, and supposedly that was going to put the diabetes in check. That didn't work. The next thing that the doctor tried was to put me on insulin. I had to take one massive dose of insulin in the morning when I woke up, coupled with a meal to make sure that the insulin had something to feed off of. Then I had to take a smaller dose of insulin at night before I went to bed. 6 months later, that still did not work. I got progressively worse. I don't know if you guys know what an A1C is, but it's a barometer into finding out how well your diabetes is controlled over a 2 to 3 month span. The normal A1C is supposed to be 5.9, and that's for someone who doesn't have diabetes. For someone with diabetes, the doctor wants you to have a reading below 7. I'm here to tell you today that my reading was 13.9. Did you hear me? 13.9. That was crazy. I was looking to die. I was looking to have a stroke, a heart attack. I was going to have a foot amputated. Or I was going to lose my eyesight. Those are the things that happen when you have uncontrollable diabetes. At that point, I didn't want to die. I still had 2 small children. I didn't want to have a heart attack, and I didn't want to have a stroke, nor did I want to lose my eyesight. The most beautiful thing to me is to be able to see the things that God has given you here on this planet, like a sunrise or a sunset. And I'm an arty person anyway. I couldn't lose that ability. Therefore, I decided to admit to this disease. I wanted to tell the world that I was a diabetic and I wanted to get well. What did I do? I found the best doctor that I could find, and I went to him. And he is the greatest doctor that I could ever have. He sat me down and he said, look, this disease is not like hypertension or any other disease where I can give you a pill and you go home and you're fine. You have to participate in this disease. You have to want to do the things that you have to do in order to succeed and to be here for your children. You have to plan your meals. You have to plan your exercise. You have to have a positive attitude, and you have to pray. And I took this doctor's advice, and we formulated a team. I was Team Pearl, and he was my captain. What he did, he surrounded me with another set of doctors, someone to look after my eyes, to make sure that I was not failing in those areas. He had somebody to look after my feet, to make sure that I didn't have any neuropathy. He had me go for a stress test to make sure that my heart was still in good condition. And I am still Team Pearl, still thriving, still doing, still keeping all my organs together, and still looking beautiful inside and out. Now, if you want to maintain, and if you want to be your own team and cheerleader, check me next week. I got some surprises for you. See me next week. Pearl out. Peace.